If you're wanting to set up a fantasy draft on Football Manager 2024, then this is the video to watch first. So well done to you. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Pokes. Whether you have been here before or not, I'm so glad you're here with us. And if you are interested to use the draft mode on Football Manager 2024, then I'm keen to help you along. Maybe you've never tried it before, but you're keen to, but you're a bit like, how do I set it up? What do I have to press? What choices do I have, etc. I'm going to kind of roll it out for you. Basically, the first 5 minutes that it will take to set up this draft mode, whether you want to play with some friends who are across the world, or whether you've got a bunch of you in a room wanting to play on the same computer. That sounds very early noughties Football Manager, doesn't it? Or maybe even you're wanting to play draft mode, but just play kind of single player draft mode, then that is possible too. And I'm going to show you how in this video. But before we jump into it, I just want to ask you to do one simple thing. And that is, if you like this video, then hit the like button. If it's helpful to you, then hit the like button. It just means that more people get to watch this video and it can help them too. Similarly, if you want to have more kind of videos on drafts and more videos of Football Manager 2024, then hit the subscribe button as well. We would love to have you part of the journey here. And as well as that, I also stream every week over on twitch.tv/PokesFM, and I stream Football Manager. That's what I stream, Football Manager 2024, nothing else. It's very occasionally Fall Guys, but I'm not very good at that. Arguably, I'm not good at Football Manager 2024 either, but that's beside the point. Come and have a look. Okay, so let's jump straight into it then. On the menu screen at the beginning of the game, all you want to do is click Start New Game, and you're presented with the 5 different variations of games that you can play on Football Manager 24. Click on Fantasy Draft, and that will begin to load the initial kind of choices for you. Now, there are 3 choices that come up now. The one we're going to show you today, though, is Create Draft. If you want to host your own draft, you want to run with it and invite your friends to join it, that's the one you click. Now, you begin to start selecting the kind of draft that you want to do. Do you want it to be a knockout cup? Do you want it to be a group stage followed by knockouts? Or do you want it to just be a straight out league format? Here's the options you've got here, as you can see. And as you click on them, you can see some extra choices coming up there. So for example, when you've got the group stages coming up, you can choose 2 groups of 4, 4 groups of 4, or 8 groups of 4 teams there. If you go for the league, you can kind of use additional midterm draft in the middle of it if you really wanted to do it. You can also choose how many games against each team do you want to play. So that's, you can select that down there. But for the sake of this, we're going to choose a knockout round, a knockout competition, and that's the first selection you make. Then you move down towards it, down here, and you can choose your competition name. We'll just call this the Pokes Cup. And following that, you can select your squad budget. So you can go from as little as 10 million. It starts on 50 million by default, but you can go lower than that to 10 million, or you can pump it all the way up to 700 million, or even click unlimited budget if you just want to have all the money in the world and splash that out if you like. And we'll go unlimited for this. Why not? Because that's the life I'd love to live. Okay, so you've then selected that, and you now go into your player pool. Now, first, your default what there is the world pool, which will just get every player. However, maybe you're thinking to yourself, actually, I'd quite like to create my own custom pool here. I'm going to show you how to do that because it's super simple to do. You just click Create Custom, and up here will load up some of the choices that you've got. So maybe you want a kind of a custom pool that is purely Argentinian players. So every player who has Argentina as their nationality will then be in your overall pool of players to choose from. If you're wanting to kind of save this as a pool to use again in the future, simply click save, and you can then give it a name, such as, I'll just call it test pool for this, and then it will then save, and click save, and it will save in the custom pools folder in your Sports Interactive folder with all the different files for Football Manager. So once you've saved it, or if you didn't want to save it and just use it this one time, you click OK, and it will then load up as an alternative option here. So make sure that you have selected your custom pool if you're going for that. Along there to the right, you've then got a few more advanced settings here. So you can set up your shortlist time limit. Now the shortlist time is how long you are letting everybody have to prepare a shortlist before the actual draft begins. So you can go as little as 1 minute or as high as 10 minutes. Draft round time limit is how long each each player will have to make their pick. If they don't make a pick by the time the timer runs out, then the game just auto picks somebody for them, and nobody wants that. So we're going for a 5-minute shortlist time and a 1-minute draft round time limit. So we are going to go for a shortlist time limit here of 5 minutes and then a draft round time limit of 1 minute. And then underneath that, you've got some of the, as I said, some of the extra sort of selections that you can make. In the case of knockouts there, you can choose whether you have 2-legged ties or not, or just the final, or up to the final, or 2 legs, whatever you like. So you can choose there. Now, the most important bit about this is next. Who can join? You can select here either local players. So that's simply put when everyone's in the same room and you all want to go on one computer and do this draft, like taking turns in your pick. You can do it like that if you want. Maybe you're playing against your sibling or another family member or your housemate. Or you can select friends online. So this is only people who you invite to come and play, and you can set up your own password for this one. This is what we're going to do. You set up a password there. And then that means that only those people with that password can access your draft. Or you can select anyone online, but obviously you've got to be careful around that when it comes to safeguarding and being careful online when it comes to that one. So we'll go for that the friends one, and we've got the password set up for that. Okay, you then click next, and now it is loading the game database ready for the next screen. Then we come to this next screen, which is the draft restrictions screen. Now, this is where you set, as it sounds, the draft restrictions for who can people pick and when can they pick them. So the 2 options that you see on the right there are all picks and range. We're going to start with the all picks option. So maybe you've got your custom pool here, which for us is this Argentinian nationalities restriction pool. But maybe you want to be a little bit more further restricted in that. So what you can do is you can say, for example, we want Argentine players who are at the most 29 years old. So now you want to kind of, you're creating these further restrictions. Now, if you've set up all picks here, that means for all of the picks from 1 to as much as 20, which is how many players you can have in the squad, they will all be Argentinian and they will all be restricted. You can only get players who are at the most 29 years old. However, if you want to be a bit more specific than that throughout the draft, you can set draft restrictions for the first 5 and then 10 and 15, 20 picks in different kind of increments in different groups. So for example, the first 1 to 5 pick, you can set a restriction here that their height will be at least 5'2". Then for the 6th to 10th pick, you could say maybe only natural goalkeepers can be picked during that pick. Then you could say, oh, in the 3rd batch, it's only, I don't know, left-footed players, for example. You can make it as niche and as specific as you want it to be. Then you click create competition. Once you have set those drafts, you click create competitions and you then choose your profile for the manager that you want to use. And here you as a player will then be choosing the name of the club that is competing in your draft competition. So I've got Pokes Youth here because I've got a youth team and I've got a Pokes FC as well. I can see in the drop down. We'll go with Pokes FC for this one. You can even add in your own logo if you want to add a badge in for your own club. You can add in your nickname there. You can have a stadium name that your home ground will be called. You can amend all your kits and all that kind of malarkey there. You click confirm. Sure, you want to confirm this new club? Yes, I do. And now we're brought to what I call the manager waiting room. Now, this is the screen that everyone sits in whilst you're waiting for your mate who is still in the car on his way back from work before you can start the draft. So this is the place where managers, once they have put in their password, they come into here. And once they are in, you will see that they come across as blue here. Their name and their club is listed as blue. That means that they are in, they are connected to the game, and they are ready to play. So what you do here, if you want to invite your friends to come and play, you simply click the invite friends button there, and up will pop your name of friends on your Steam or wherever platform you're using is on. You can see all your friends there attached. If you want to add managers that are ran by the AI, that are the robots, that is the computer, you can click add manager here and you can add an AI manager. So here you click on that and up will come some kind of pretend managers that you can select in as many as you like. So we'll select a good 5 of them, sure. We will have Charles, Bruno, Antonio, Amelia and Amy all in there. So you just click confirm and you can see straight away they're popped in. as it's the AI, they're immediately connected into the game. So they're there, you can see that, and you can see their status there says AI and AI manager. And you can see me as the human there is saying playing as well. Now, if you did want to add in a hot seat manager, you can do that as well. You can simply click add hot seat manager, and that will take you back to this profile screen where your brother or your sister or your family member, your dad or your dog or whatever can create another profile if they wanted to create another profile, or they can even just use the same profile that you're using, but they would have to put in a different club. So we'll go say Pokes Youth there, and we'll add in that club into the mix. And now you can see that the other person playing in the game is also in it. And so we're ready to go. All you'd have to do then is click begin draft, and it will throw you into the shortlisting screen, and you'll have however long you've got to build your shortlist and then draft your team and smash it. So that is how you put a draft together. It's as simple as that. It takes 5 minutes, really super quick, super easy. And then you are on your way to start shortlisting and then drafting your incredible team that are going to absolutely smash all your friends, so you can brag about how amazing a manager you really are. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has, do hit that like button and subscribe along, because what I'm going to be doing is creating more videos of how-to beginner guides about the drafting side of things of Football Manager 2024. We'll look into the shortlisting, we'll look into the sort of draft itself and all that kind of thing. But also we'll begin to explore some of the players that are in the drafting world, as it were. And we may, who knows, start speaking to some people who are really good at drafting as well, and see what we can learn about how we can be the best drafters that we can on Football Manager 2024. But for now, we'll call it there. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video, and I'll see you soon for another one. See you later.